over the Sun Belt category rankings, and Mackenzie Brasher leading off. She was on that team back in 2021 that beat Alabama here at Rhodes.
Yeah, she's one of the veterans on this team, leads them at the top of the lineup. All Sun Belt, no stranger to the big moments as well.
And that South Alabama offense is facing Jayla Torrance on her senior day. The native of Dothan, Alabama, really burst onto the scene last year in that postseason run, and now trying to be a reliable arm for Patrick Murphy here this year.
She has the most experience for Alabama in the circle this year, wearing a Bama jersey. You mentioned that regional last year really stepped up for Alabama and put them in a position to win a super regional and to go on to the Women's College World Series. She's very successful when her curve is moving, also when her rise is moving, and she'll mix in a little changeup as well to keep these hitters off balance.
Well, Brasher is making it difficult here early. The graduate from Orange Beach, Alabama, preseason All-Sun Belt selection. Last year hit 299. This year the average currently sits at 340. And Brasher has been honored each year of her career. Second team All-Sun Belt in 21, first team in 22, second team in 23. One for 3 against Alabama back in 21. Lofted to Cahalan, one down. And a big chance for the South Alabama head coach, Becky Clark. Has been there since the beginning down in Mobile, 3-time Sun Belt Coach of the Year, and 1 win away from 700 in her career. South Alabama earlier today run-ruled Northern Iowa 11-3.
I love getting to talk to Coach Clark about that win in 2021 because she was almost like, that was then, this is now, and I'm excited to take this team into Rhodes Stadium and see what they can do. So we have to show up every day and fight for everything in this league and at this level.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit later about how the Sun Belt has been such an amazing conference with great softball the last few years as we look at Gabby Stagner. Man, what a season for the junior out of Mobile. You saw last year's batting average. Now compare it to this year, hitting .469 with 19 RBIs. Earlier today against UNI, 1 for 2. That won a grand slam.
She's an upperclassman this year. And you can see that she's just getting comfortable and really wants to contribute to this team. When you have a pitcher like Olivia Lackey, who you know is going to keep you in ball games, you need that RBI producer on the other side, and Gabby Stagner wants to be that.
Stagner first in the Sun Belt in batting average, 5th in OBP. She swings and misses there. Strikeout for Jayla Torrance for out number 2.
Jayla Torrance already showing off her curveball early in this game. It's such a tough pitch because it moves away and has a tiny bit of up movement at times. And you can tell Gabby Stagner just can't catch up with it. First strikeout of the game for Torrance.
Another first pitch foul, this time from Sasha Willems, the senior out of Sydney, Australia, transferred to South Al from Howard College, where she was a 3-time NCAA All-American, hitting .333 this year. And there's Cahalan to end the inning. A clean top of the first for Jayla Torrance on her senior day.
She's just been awesome in that leadoff position, setting the table, taking her walks, getting hit by pitches, and also coming up with some extra base hits here and there. Really experienced hitter in her 5th year, the top of the lineup.
And it's Lackey in the circle. We talked about the symmetry. Kaylee, her freshman year, came to Tuscaloosa, knocked off unbeaten Alabama, trying to do it again as a senior.
She just has no fear. She goes right at hitters, has a rise, a screw, and sometimes will go to a curve and a changeup. But when you have a spinny pitcher, sometimes you see their walks to strikeout ratio being a little bit high, but with her, it's really good because she loves to go at hitters and has a lot of strikeouts and not a lot of walks.
Last year's Sun Belt Pitcher of the Year, which is no small feat. There are a lot of good arms in that conference. And Jenna Johnson, .364 average this year, OBP at .571, but down 0-2. Graduate from Franklin, Tennessee. Second team All-Conference last year. Waits on it and sends it to center. And there's Brasher for out number 1.
There's the changeup from Olivia Lackey. Really good pitch, doesn't tip it at all on that low outside corner. Gets the pop-up of Jenna Johnson.
Now in steps the sophomore, Kinley Cahalan. And that's the first ball of the day thrown by Lackey. Cahalan reclassified last season to join the Crimson Tide. And she'll lift that in the air to left. Running in is Welch, 2 down.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of those today, pop-ups to maybe left field or center field because of the movement out of the hand of Olivia Lackey. If a lefty lets it get deep on them at all, it's going to be a pop-up to left field. The adjustment is going out to get it out in front, trying to cut the spin. But Lackey is so good with so much movement. It's really tough on these hitters.
So what kind of adjustment Abby Dukeshire makes? She had a chat with Cahalan after her sophomore classmate popped out. Dukeshire out of Kindred, North Dakota. Entered the weekend 6th in the SEC in RBIs and added to her total with a 2-run homer that proved to be the difference against Arizona, hitting .429 on the year. Abby Dukeshire checks back to the dugout, and Patrick Murphy stands over in the third base coaching box, the Hall of Famer, 26th season in Tuscaloosa, 6-time SEC Coach of the Year. Trying to get his team once again in position to chase after an SEC crown and go back to the Women's College World Series.
We've been talking about 2021 when South Alabama came in here and stole a win from the Crimson Tide. That was Patrick Murphy's first time losing to a non-Power 5 team in the state of Alabama.
Which again is a testament to what Olivia Lackey was able to do that day. That was on a Sunday, wrapping up the T-Town Showdown. Our friends Beth Mowens, Michelle Smith were on the call. Just a heck of an outing. Payoff from Lackey. Dukeshire lifts that out to center. And Brasher's there, side retired. No score through 1. Off to the second. It's ready for another crack.
Clearly the Crimson Tide likes February. That .57 ERA in this season is stellar.
Well, now Torrance, on her senior day, has to face the freshman, Olivia Brandstetter, out of Liberty, Missouri. 348 average on the year. Top 50 recruit, according to Extra Inning Softball, hailing from Liberty High School. Someone Coach Clark was very complimentary of on our call this week. This could be trouble, and there's Lauren Johnson saying, no problem at all, one down.
It's a miss-hit ball from Olivia Brandstetter. Not hit on the barrel. Sometimes those can be a little bit funky out in right field, but the freshman Lauren Johnson with no problem.
Yeah, outfield today for Alabama of Johnson, White, and Johnson, as Gracie Tittinger takes ball one. We've seen Patrick Murphy maneuver the outfield a good bit to start this year, with Larissa Pruitt and Kendall Clark also options.
He has so much depth out there, and it's great to see Kristen White back.
There's Cahalan. Well played, 2 away.
White is just such a good center fielder for this team. Almost ran through a wall in OKC last year. Really electric, and good to see her back in the Alabama uniform.
Did run through a wall in Clearwater a couple years ago. Timeout called by Becky Clark to chat with Stephanie Gonzalez, who's about to step in. Junior from Pembroke Pines, Florida. Enters this weekend a career 400 hitter against ranked teams. Tricky for Cahalan, and she couldn't field it on the hop. Gonzalez reaches, and we'll see how that's scored. That was going to be tough either way. Base runner for South Alabama here in the second.
Gonzalez doesn't exactly get this on the barrel. It's a little bit off her hands, and she cuts it with some spin, and it just pops up on Kinley Cahalan. Not a great hop, and she's just not able to handle it.
And it has gone down the way I thought it might. That is an E6 on Cahalan. And now a chance for Odalis Cordova, redshirt senior, Orlando, Florida, transfer from College of Central Florida. Started her career at Florida. Oh-2 from Torrance. Missed high.
Alabama fans packed Road Stadium today. They want that call. It's a changeup right at the belt, but just a little bit high.
Cordova out to right. That'll get all the way to the wall. Gonzalez will round third. South Alabama takes the lead here in the second as Cordova slides into third base. Deja vu all over again from 2021.
Cordova with the tomahawk out to right center. That ball was at her eyes. It is a rise ball. Gets over the head of Lauren Johnson, but the mistake is when Johnson overthrows Callie Hevlin as the cut. I thought that there was going to be a great play at the plate, but the throw from the outfielder was overthrown, goes all the way to the dugout. No chance of getting the runner at home.
First pitch, Bailey Welch. That drops down foul. In 2021, we talked about it in the open, South Alabama won 1-0. That one run came in the top of the second. And now the Jags have a 1-0 lead with a run here scored in the top of the second. And a chance for more with the senior Welch at the plate. Hit off the knob of the bat. Unfortunate foul, 0-2. Officially scored a RBI double by Cordova, who then reached third on an error by Lauren Johnson. So 2 errors in this inning for the Crimson Tide. Swing and a miss. Good response by Torrance, but South Alabama. Of course, it's always fun when the Tide and the Gators gather together for a little softball.
That's a series with so much history. The first 2 SEC teams to win a national championship, led by 2 great head coaches, and it's always a fun one when they get together. And Alabama has a gauntlet coming up next week with Florida, and then a midweek at Florida State, and then going to Georgia. They are going to have a tough week opening up SEC play.
Marley Sims has stepped in. She was just called for out of the box on that foul ball, but it was 0-1, so it's just a strike. Senior from Gulfport, Mississippi. And to your point, Kaylee, you know, that is a heck of a week. Not only is that Florida series to open conference play, it's also Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so a lot of big-time softball in a short amount of time. That's next for Alabama. They've got to get through today. But the Jaguars from Mobile are making it tough. There's Dowling. One down.
Bailey Dowling has made some awesome plays at third base this weekend. This is another one, just a step into the hole. Quick ground ball. She fields it perfectly. And she has been on it, especially with slappers in the box.
Back to the top of the order with Brasher. 0 for 1 today with the pop out. Facing Jayla Torrance on her senior day. Of course, we have the fact sheet. Hevlin, 2 down. My favorite thing on this list, Kaylee, is probably bullet point number 1. Jayla Torrance has published 2 children's books and actually has a book signing just down the street tomorrow.
She's just a woman of many talents. Also in Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, finding time to do that as well.
Comes from an Alabama family, both parents Alabama graduates. Her father, Jeff, a national champion on the football side, 92 with Coach Gene Stallings.
Jayla won a national championship herself with her travel team in high school.
Beautiful pitch to full Stagner, 1 and 2. And she will have to buckle down. Alabama came into this game knowing if they saw Lackey, it was not going to be a high-scoring affair. And that means Torrance has got to be sharp and keep the Jaguars where they are right now. Stagner struck out back in the first.
I think in this game, runs are going to be at a premium, especially off of Olivia Lackey. So it's very important for Jayla Torrance and the Alabama defense to try to hold them to 1 run.
Payoff to Stagner, and we will do it once again. Good crowd on hand here at Rhodes for game 1 of 2 of our coverage. Alabama, Arizona coming up a little bit later. Conditions very different from last night. What little wind there is blowing out. Good job by Stagner drawing the walk, and a 2-out base runner once again for South Alabama.
We've talked about how good Gabby Stagner has been at the plate this season, driving in runs, average just below 500, but also can take her walks, try to start something with 2 outs.
Yeah, has now walked 7 times this year compared to 2 strikeouts. Sasha Willems, that's over Hevlin into the gap. Stagner rounding third, chance at the plate. Hevlin's throw is off, and the Jaguars add another RBI from Sasha Willems, and it's 2-0.
For a second there, I think Alabama fans thought she didn't touch the plate, but umpire signaling safe. A little havoc going on, but Sasha Willems with a really good hit out into right center. Gabby Stagner making a great slide at the plate.
Yeah, she
you
got
can
it.
tell she definitely touches home.
Now a pinch runner on at second base for Willems. That's Caitlin Gavin, the freshman. And here's a freshman at the plate, Olivia Brandstetter. First pitch, high in the sky. This time White is there, side retired. But another big two-out hit for South Alabama. It's this year, one pitcher of the year in the Sun Belt for the first time in Jaguar program history. She has the experience, she's won here before, and now she's pitching with a 2-0 lead and facing the bottom of the order here in the third.
You got to give credit to the rest of her team as well, coming in here ready to go on the offensive side, putting runs up in both the second and the top of the third, trying to support her and give her a chance.
And doing it with 2 outs. In the second inning, it was that error, and then immediately after the RBI double. In the third, it was a long at-bat and a walk drawn by Stagner, and then Willems drove her in.
It's why the margin of error at this level is so small, because you give up one error, one walk to extend the inning, and then all of a sudden someone drives it off the wall and they've scored a run with 2 outs.
Well, Patrick Murphy is looking for an answer from his offense. Riley Valentine, the sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona, transfer from Texas A&M. And she rips that out to center. Good start for Alabama here in the bottom of the third. Base hit.
Valentine just waiting on the changeup there, squaring it up, picking the right pitch. Alabama has yet to square up Lackey's rise ball or her screwball. So I think their adjustment is looking for that changeup, looking for the curveball that maybe moves a little bit less north-south, and trying to barrel that up.
Ooh, Valentine almost got in a bit of trouble, slipped, and she took her steps off of first. Don't want to run yourself out of an inning with Lauren Johnson, the freshman, at the plate. Hit and run called. And the catch is made for out number 1.
I wonder if as we go deeper into this game, when Alabama gets a runner on, if they'll go more to the sacrifice bunt since they're struggling to get ground balls.
And Valentine again stumbled a bit off of first, got back in time, but that's now twice she's lost her footing.
Oh, look at it again here. She's just a little bit off the bag and struggling to get back, but she takes off for second base.
The throw was long. Now Valentine trying for third, and she'll slide in safely. I guess she had the footing the whole way. Alabama's got a runner at third with 1 out here in the third.
Yeah, Riley Valentine taking off for second with a stolen base, and it's an errant throw from Sasha Willems behind the plate. Good read by Valentine to take off to third, and she's there with plenty of time. Now there's a little bit more life in this Alabama crowd with a runner on third.
Big strike to Kristen White to make it 2-1. That is an error on the throw by Willems. White, the sophomore from Phoenix City, Alabama. 294 average last year, hitting 312 this year with 1 RBI. And looking to reach with Jenna Johnson on deck. It's a little blooper that's caught by Brandstetter for out number 2.
Good pitch by Lackey there. Rise ball under the hands of Kristen White. Not exactly the pitch you want to hit if you're a slapper.
Strike 1 to the reigning SEC Co-Player of the Week.
If you're Alabama, it really feels like you need to capitalize with this runner in scoring position, try to get one back.
Olivia Lackey absolutely hammering the zone, 0-2. Johnson on the year, hitting 400 with runners in scoring position. Lackey allowing teams to hit 105 with runners on base. Swing and a miss. Olivia Lackey gets the big-time strikeout to end the inning. And Kaylee Tao in the booth. Pleased to be joined by the head coach for South Alabama, Becky Clark. And Coach, Olivia Lackey has been super sharp here to start off this matchup. What are you seeing from her in the circle?
Throwing strikes. So that's the biggest thing. Our game is just trying to be aggressive. So whatever we're doing at the plate, on the mound, on the bases, on defense, we're just trying to be aggressive.
Coach, both of your runs have been scored with 2 outs. Can you tell me a little bit of what you're seeing and what's making your hitters successful in those 2 out spots?
Going the other way, being ready to hit. I mean, it's a lot of what we talked about on the phone. Like, you just got to be ready to hit, and when you get a pitch, don't miss it. The good thing is we're not trying to do too much with it, and we're sending it to the right side of the field.
Thank you for the time, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Go Jags.
South Alabama head coach Becky Clark has been there since the beginning, looking for win number 700 in this program. And man, what a win it would be. Still some time to go, but her squad is in a great position with 5, 6, 7 due up against Jayla Torrance. Gracie Tintinger ground out her first time up.
Coach Clark kind of teased it right there, but when we were talking to her this week, she talked about how she practices with her team and them having a yes, yes, no mentality and never taking a pitch off. And I think that's what's made them so successful in these big games. They knocked off South Carolina. They're ahead by 2 runs on Alabama, but they're ready when a pitch comes across the plate because that's how they practice every single day. They're not rising to the occasion. This is business as usual because they practice at such a high level.
And like you said, this is nothing new for these Jaguars. You mentioned the win against South Carolina last weekend. Beat Auburn a couple years ago. They've won some of these big games against SEC foes throughout their history, and especially the last few seasons.
Not to mention that Olivia Lackey has had a big hand in that as well.
Absolutely. And it's all in preparation for a really tough conference slate.
The Sun Belt just continues to get better, and it's really led by Jerry Glasgow at Louisiana. Texas State also improving year over year, and challenging the rest of the teams in the league to get better.
Another foul ball from Tittinger. Yeah, Louisiana picked to win the league this year. South Alabama picked second. You mentioned Texas State. Troy always tough. James Madison, since that run by Odyssey Alexander, has been a stalwart. And we're prior to that with Megan Good and some of the other legends that came through.
They were a program that was on the verge of making it to the World Series for a few years before they actually did, and it makes such a difference in a program to have that World Series experience, and them coming into the league just elevates the entire conference.
You've got teams like Marshall, new to the conference, who've made instant impacts. Alabama alum Molly Fickner at Louisiana Monroe. This is way up in the air. Hevelin handles for out number 1.
Nice job by Kelly Hevelin handling the sun. I think she had the sun in her eyes for a second, but no problem. Makes the catch for out number 1.
Ball 1 to Stephanie Gonzalez. She reached on that error in the second that started that scoring chance for the Jaguars. And as we talked about, the Sun Belt just so deep, and you know, with conference realignment shifting things, the Pac-12 unfortunately dissipating after this softball season, there is going to be a little bit of a void, and the Sun Belt seems like a prime candidate to kind of slip right in there and continue being a force in this sport.
There's high-level softball played in so many different conferences around the United States, and the Sun Belt is certainly one of them. And it's so important in the day and age of RPI and strength of schedule to have a stacked conference for those postseason rankings, and also to get at least a couple wins like this for your resume. This would be huge for South Alabama come postseason if they have a win over Alabama at Alabama.
Another long at-bat by a Jags hitter. Yeah, South Alabama, under Coach Becky Clark, has been to the NCAA tournament 5 times. Right on the cusp last year, but did not get a bid. A lot of people thought they would be in the field, but not included by the committee. They've made life really tough for Jayla Torrance. Look at that, the pitch count growing really since the start of this matchup. There's a strikeout, and Torrance has her 4th.
Gonzalez takes Torrance deep in the at-bat, but Torrance ends up winning with this rise ball right at her chest and can't catch up with it. Great at-bat. Good job staying in it by Jayla Torrance.
Misses on the first pitch to Odalis Cordova. The redshirt senior had that RBI double in the second, as the sun really starts to poke through now. Good to see. Temperature warming up. I feel like we haven't called a game without immense cloudiness all year long.
Makes it feel more like softball season when the sun starts showing on the field.
That'll drift out of play. Well, it's a big day in Tuscaloosa overall. Earlier today on ABC, College Game Day was here for men's basketball for the first time ever. The Tide men will take on Tennessee later tonight, battle of first place foes in the SEC. And of course, two fantastic matchups here at Rhodes for the Crimson Tide. They've got their hands full right now with South Alabama, and then Arizona coming up a little bit later. Cordova, straight to center, and there's White. Side retired. Alabama will come back to the plate, and we'll talk to the count. Has been strong, and you talked about it earlier, Kaylee. Just the one strikeout, but 8 flyouts induced by Olivia Lackey. That's her game, and right now Alabama's kind of falling into a trap.
That's what Olivia Lackey does best. She spins it up, tries to get you to miss hit.
There's Cahalan doing exactly that yet again, one down.
As a hitter, it's really tough if you let a screwball or a rise ball from Lackey get deep on you because of the amount of spin it has. You have to take control, try to hit it out in front of your eyes, try to make an aggressive adjustment, swing on top, whatever you got to do to change it up, and maybe make this infield work, make them make a play. But we've just seen fly out after fly out.
Big cut from Dukeshire. She flew out her first time up. Only 4 times. Emma now 12 batters faced. Have we seen Lackey throw a first pitch ball? Ooh, and she hits Dukeshire that time. Not what you want on an 0-2, and Alabama has a 1-out base runner.
Lackey is usually so good on that inside part of the plate to righties, but it's just a screwball that gets away from her a little too far inside and gets Dukeshire on her thigh.
Pinch runner on for the Crimson Tide. Kinley Pate, the sophomore from nearby Northport, just across the bridge, transferred in from Samford. Here's Bailey Dowling. Dowling pops it up to center. Big day for Brasher out there. She's caught a bunch of those, 2 down.
She's made the defense look easy out there, getting a lot of action. But here comes Marley Giles. She was the one who had made an adjustment and hit that line drive to Sims at short.
Yeah, that line out from Giles, probably the hardest hit ball we've seen today for the Alabama offense. That time hits it hard, but foul and off of Willems. Once again, Lackey up 0-2. Good recovery by Willems to get that one back. And Kinley Pate, the pinch runner, clapped her hands, feeling like she missed a chance to try and take second.
Even those type of pitches in the dirt are so tough to take an extra base on because Willems is coming up ready to throw. I think she would have had Pate if she tried to go.
Got her! Lackey mixing speeds. 2 strikeouts today, and they've ended the last 2 innings. We go to here in Tuscaloosa. Gray Robertson and Kaylee Tao, pleased to be joined by Alabama head coach Patrick Murphy. And coach, Olivia Lackey is pitching really well today. What further adjustments do you want to see from your offense as this game goes on?
Well, Tao, welcome home, and it's always a great day when I come to practice and I get to see your smiling face on the wall. We got to get the ball out of the air. I think, is it 12 outs? I think 10 are pop-ups, so that's the major adjustment we got to do.
Thanks for that shout out, Coach. Ailey Johnson coming in the relief role. What do you like about her in this position?
Well, it's totally different from Jayla, you know, and it kind of looked like last night with Beaver throwing hard, and then Ailey comes in with a really, really good mix of stuff, spin. But we need to hold them to 2, and that's, you know, that's the job of the reliever, is to keep the score the same. And I told her we're going to score 3 or more, just keep them to 2, and we'll do the rest.
Thanks for the time,
yeah,
Coach.
Thanks a lot, you guys.
It's Alabama head coach Patrick Murphy. And you heard the tease. There's Ailey Johnson back in the circle. Great in the 7th inning last night against Arizona. And now the transfer from LSU comes in here in the 5th against South Alabama with her team trailing 2-0.
You heard Coach Murphy talk about it. She's such a different look from Jayla Torrance. Throws a little bit slower on the velocity side and is really going to move the ball. We saw her changeup working so well last night. She came in and closed the game against Arizona. So she's used to this relief position. It's that mix of all the different pitches that makes her very successful and hard to time up.
She's facing 8-9-1 in the Jaguars' order. Bailey Welch 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Welch in the air to left. Jenna Johnson makes the catch. And for Alabama, you've also got the added issue of the game coming up later tonight against Arizona, but a couple arms who've been missing some time of late with injury. Jocelyn Brisky, Lauren Essman, have not seen them dressed out as of yet here this weekend.
Looking forward to that game. You would think they would have Kayla Beaver maybe ready to go again. She got the win yesterday. And then they also have Alex Salter, who is a little bit more like Ailey Johnson. Great changeup, very spinny. So those two might complement each other well in that game.
And Jayla Torrance leaves throwing 70 pitches in 4 innings. And now Johnson having a little trouble with the 9-hole hitter, Marley Sims. 0 for 1 today. And there's ball 4. That'll turn the lineup over. And a 1-out base runner here in the 5th.
Center fielder number 18, Mackenzie Brasher.
Ball 1 to Mackenzie Brasher. You know, we mentioned it. Ailey Johnson came on last night against Arizona. Popped out 3 straight changeups for a strikeout to start off her relief appearance.
And then threw 2 more back-to-back to the next batter for 5 in a row, which I was so impressed with because there's so much confidence in that pitch from her and her pitching coach. But struggling to find the zone with her hard stuff.
Brasher 0 for 2, trying to move the runner by hook or by crook to set up an RBI chance for Stagner, who waits on deck. There goes the runner. The throw is in plenty of time from Valentine.
Riley Valentine has a really good arm behind the plate for Alabama. She saw that coming all the way. Perfect throw and perfect tag by Kinley Cahalan. Really important to erase that base runner Nice job by Riley Valentine.
Sims now 1 of 4 on stolen base attempts this year. That's the second time Valentine has caught someone stealing. And now the count is full to Brasher. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup. Ailey Johnson gets out of a jam. The Crimson Tide.
Kelly Heavlin telling the story for me, lays down this sneaky bunt. I thought when I saw them huddled up and Adam Arbor out there, they were going to try to create some havoc however they could, whether that be small ball, making crazy adjustments in the box. And Kelly Heavlin has speed, lays down a great bunt to start this inning.
And Riley Valentine has the other hit today. That was a single in the third. Second time today, Alabama's had the leadoff aboard. Valentine pops it up. Cordova is able to make the catch. A couple steps into the grass for out number 1.
Just not what you want to see from Riley Valentine after your offense got fired up from the bunt. And then just an unproductive out. Doesn't move Callie Heavlin. And another pop-up.
Yeah, it's the second time the leadoff is reached, and then an unproductive out has kept her at first. Chance for the freshman Lauren Johnson out of Franklin, Tennessee. Co-SEC Freshman of the Week back in week 1. Entered today top 10 in the conference in batting average and OBP.
Don't see this a lot from Olivia Lackey, a 3-0 count. Johnson with a good eye at the plate.
There's a strike, 3-1. Ball 4. The freshman with a very mature walk drawn. 2 aboard for the Tide with 1 out. And it looks like Alabama's about to have a strategy session about what to do here. Kristen White, the 9 hitter, is due up next. The question probably, do you keep her in or do you pinch hit?
That's definitely what they're talking about. And I think if Kristen White had had a little better of an at-bat the last time she was up, we saw her pop out to third on a pitch high and in. I believe that Coach Murphy would have kept her in because it's so hard for his big swinging RBI producers to square it up right now. But also, you know, runners in scoring position at a premium. And when you've got one, you want to try to capitalize and hit something out there in the green that gives you a chance.
And it looks like Patrick Murphy will go to the bench and bring out the senior Kat Grill, hometown girl from Tuscaloosa. She has been pretty clutch for the Crimson Tide this year, hitting .571, 4 of 7 with 2 RBIs and an OBP of .727. One and one.
This is interesting, Gray, to pull a slapper for another slapper, but Kat Grill has so much experience. She's a senior.
I'll also point out, this is where you miss the power lefty bat of Lauren Espin. We talked about her absence pitching-wise, but hitting, that's important too. Got her. Foul tipped into the glove, and once again, Lackey comes up with the big strikeout.
Olivia Lackey's rise ball has been working all day. There it is at the chest of Cat Grill. She swings through. And there was 2 better pitches that she took for strikes.
Now the moment is set for Jenna Johnson. She had her chance in the 3rd. Had a runner at 3rd, but struck out. 2 on now with 2 outs. And she's down 0-2. Johnson in the air. Tinger did not get a good jump, but runs in to make the catch and end the threat. The Tide leaves 2 aboard, and we're through 5 in Tuscaloosa. And the Jaguar offense has come up with the big hits. Just 2 today, both came with 2 outs, both drove in runs. And now, the big bopper, Gabby Stagner, steps in, the RBI producer trying to lead off against Ailey Johnson in her 2nd inning of relief.
Stagner's at bat was so important back in the 3rd, fighting pitch after pitch and drawing a walk to allow that 2-out run to score.
You know, for 1, but that walk was key. Weird spin for Cahalan, but she handled this. It makes it look easy for out number 1.
Nice job by Kinley Cahalan coming to get that ball, not letting the ball play her. Saw her get eat up a little bit by a weird hop earlier in the game, but not this time. Good play.
Here's Sasha Willems. Takes a strike. Willems had that RBI double in the 3rd, 1 for 2 day. What is it, Kaylee Tao, about that Ailey Johnson changeup that makes it so tough to identify and adjust to?
I think it's the way she hides it with her body. You can't tell before she releases what she's throwing. Looks the same as her hard pitches, and that's so difficult as a hitter because you're looking for just a little bit of something to let you know that it's going to be off speed. Try to know when to get your front foot down. But with her, you can't tell until she releases the ball that it's going to be an off-speed.
Brandstetter to center. Kristen White is there. 3 up, 3 down. That you've seen from Lackey in the circle.
Well, it's no secret that her best pitch is her rise ball. She goes to it multiple times every at-bat, and these hitters know that it's going to be a rise ball. That tells you how much movement she truly has because they're still popping it up, and that's exactly how it was in 2021. You see it really well out of the hands. You think you've got it. You think you've made the adjustment, and it just continues moving, continues climbing, and it gets you to pop out. And it's almost a trap for power hitters. You want to overswing, you want to take her yard, but her movement is so good.
She has missed the zone a little bit more of the last 2 innings, but still firmly in control. 2-1 to Cahalan. Cahalan again sends it high in the sky. Brasher makes the catch. 1 down.
This is what I was talking about, Gray, is Kinley Cahalan doesn't want to go up there and hit a pop out for the 3rd time today. She knows that she needs to make an adjustment, but Olivia Lackey is that good.
And there's Dukeshire flying out quickly, 2 away here in the 6th. I mean, it's really amazing what Olivia Lackey's doing right now. 3 strikeouts and everything else flyouts. No ground ball outs for the Alabama offense here today.
At this point, as a hitter, I would be going up there trying to hit the top of the ball, trying to hit over the ball, getting to the front of the box. The Alabama hitters are in the front of the box this inning.
Strike taken by Bailey Dowling, who has also flied out today a couple times. And timeout called by Patrick Murphy. So not only are the outs impressive, but also I mentioned the 3 strikeouts by Lackey. They have all come at extremely critical moments when you have to make sure that the out is unproductive.
You don't become the conference pitcher of the year and the first one in your program without rising to the occasion at times. And Olivia Lackey has just gotten better whenever Alabama has pressured her.
Dowling, base hit. Whatever Patrick Murphy said worked.
Dowling with a really great adjustment there. You could tell she was trying to find the top of the ball, hit it on the ground. And I saw Patrick Murphy look at her and say, 1 time. And I've heard that before from him. I know what that means. We need to hit the ball hard 1 time, and it's going to keep rolling. And as a team, they love to get behind the mentality of pass it down.
And now the tying run at the plate in the form of Marley Giles. 0 for 2, did have that sharp liner in the 2nd. She was trying to tie it up with that swing, 1-1.
That's the trap that Olivia Lackey wants you to fall in, though, is taking those big swings.
One, 2 from Lackey. Giles got a piece. Again stays alive.
Giles doing a really good job on that changeup. She struck out on it last time, and it's the same location, just getting a piece of it.
Alabama's had chances. 0 for 8 with runners on. Called strike 3! Ice cold from Olivia Lackey. And the 3rd time she's ended an inning with a K.
Olivia Lackey just gets better when there are runners on base. She shuts.
Well, they're hustling here at Rhodes to get to the 7th. Game's been moving all day long. Tentinger leading things off for the Jaguars, and already a 1-1 count from Ailey Johnson. 5, 6, 7 due up, as the Jaguars look for some insurance to further provide comfort for Olivia Lackey in the circle. Tinninger has worked it full, and she fouls off the change, sending staffers ducking.
Ailey Johnson has really done a good job against South Alabama, had them pretty fooled on that changeup. I'm wondering if their adjustment this inning will be to sit on it.
Oh man, nothing you can do about that. Johnson whips out the change piece for another strikeout, and one defensive change for the Crimson Tide. Emma Broadfoot has come in to play first base for Abby Ducher. Gonzalez way out in front.
Gray, you asked me last inning about what it is with Ailey Johnson that's so tough to pick up her changeup, and I also think it's the way she hides the ball in the glove throughout almost her entire windup.
Slow roller, Dowling with the spin and throw.
Another stellar play from Bailey Dowling. She has been holding it down at third base all weekend, showing off her range here, reaches out to get this ball. That would have been a hard play for Kinley Cahalan to make, the spin and the perfect throw to first.
Cordova first pitch, and Cahalan steps back to make the catch. Last chance for Alabama. We go to the bottom of the seventh.
Cooking today.
Callie Hevlin, a big swing to start off the bottom of the seventh. You see the situational numbers. Alabama currently hitless in the Crimson Classic with runners in scoring position, and Hevlin sends it to center. One down. And both of those two hits by South Alabama came with 2 outs and drove in both runs. Alabama's out-hit the Jaguars, but South Alabama's 2 hits have mattered more than the 3 that the Crimson Tide has found.
We've talked about Alabama needing to make adjustments at the plate, but to make adjustments, you've got to have body awareness, and that takes some skill and experience to be able to know where your body is enough to change that, even at bat to at bat and pitch to pitch. So for young softball players out there, it's so important to become aware of where your body is in your swing so that in games like this, you can make those adjustments on the fly.
And a new right fielder for South Alabama, Brooklyn Bachhaus, the sophomore, checks in for Tinninger. Valentine 1 for 2, but Lackey gets her. 2 down.
Olivia Lackey is amped up in the 7th inning. This is a rise ball on the outside corner. And what's been so impressive about that rise ball is that she can throw it in the zone or a called strike. She can throw it up at your chest, at your eyes. You never know what level it's going to move to.
And now it's on the freshman Lauren Johnson. A fly out in the 3rd, a walk in the 5th. Last year, Alabama was shut out once. That was in the finale against Stanford in OKC. But Johnson is down 0-2 against Lackey. An encore for the ages. Olivia Lackey does it again. And South Alabama wins 2-0 to give head coach Becky Clark her 700th career win.
Congratulations.